time on the stages of writing. What are the stages and why are these stages important? For example, pre-writing. If you ask your students to, you give a topic and ask your student to write on it, this is very challenging. This is a tough job. Why? It is always important to prepare for writing. Writing does not come out of the blue. Writing needs the information. And what's the source of information? Source of information is reading. From reading, we collect information, we collect data, we compare, we contrast the information. That's why we want to make sure that whether this information, the content is relevant to my purpose or not. Who are going to be my audience? What's the purpose of my writing? For example, if this is simply a, let's say, personal communication, email communication, this is something different. If you are submitting your assignment to the university, then this is very specific. You understand your audience, this is academic writing, and you need to pre-write quite a lot. What are you going to do in pre-writing? You are going to explore the information from different sources, books and journals and online, offline materials. You also may discuss with your teacher, with your colleagues, and lot of brainstorming. Then you first become very clear, pretty clear that what you are going to do. And pre-writing, without pre-writing, this is a big challenge to make a successful writer. What helps? We require resources to pre-write. That's why important. And my philosophy is, it's always important. Reading is the most important entity, the component of this skill. Reading part is very much important for pre-write. Without reading, read. Now you prepare, you brainstorm, you research, you gather information, sources, and you outline the ideas. And now, okay, I got the information. I can start writing. I always suggest pre-writing is a kind of beginner is half an equivalent. Then drafting, we draft. What is very challenging? One of my friends who edit 50 times any piece of writing. I cannot do that, but he was really doing it 50 times, counting and 50 times revising and editing. And he'll think that if you revise, if you edit 50 times, who could correct your writing? This is a first class writing, but you have got so much time. I have realized that what is very challenging is writing is not very difficult, drafting is not very difficult. What is very challenging is time consuming is revising and editing. It's very much time consuming. Because initially when you start collecting information in your pre-writing stage and you write a draft, when you start revising and you start realizing the strengths of the information, your stylistics, your language, your accuracy, and your coherence and your brevity, clarity, accuracy, and coherence and cohesion, whether there is a proper link or not, fitting into the ideas, the language fitting into ideas, or ideas fitting into the language, etc. You will see the both aspects. So I would always suggest that writing is not that much difficult, but giving a final touch through revising and editing is really very challenging. I would like to suggest give more time in pre-writing. That is beginner is half done. Then after once you finish writing, you keep revising. Because in revising, you will review the information. Sometimes there is inaccurate information. The source is not very reliable. You would like to modify, you would like some component of information might go into another different topic which is not suitable. For example, you would like to bring some information in the beginning, but it has gone to the towards argumentations. That's why you can move, and arrange the information. You aim, you delete, you check your style. Because in language, three things are very important: tone, intention, and feeling. What kind of feeling does your writing give? What is the tone of your language, for example? What kind of intention does it reflect in your writing? This is very much important. Then after we can submit or we can publish. I don't want to read this because there are some points that why reading is so much important to prepare writing. Basically, couple of information. Reading does not only give the information on the topic you are looking for, but also it gives the feeling of the stylistics. The more you read, the more styles of the writer's style you can develop, you can catch up. Then it becomes a kind of spontaneity. The more you read, the better spontaneity in writing you start developing. These are the resources. So I would like to discuss only 4 types of writing here. There are so many types of writings, impressive, expressive, and there are others. But I want to focus on the very basic 4 types of writing. These basic 4 types of writings are narrative writing, expository writing, persuasive writing, and descriptive writing. What are they? What are they? In which situation they are used, basically? So these also make a difference in the genre. For example, narrative is writing fictional or fact-based, like a storytelling manner. Means you narrate something. The style is narrative style, not descriptive style. There is a difference between descriptive and narrative style, because in narrative you write like a story, but in descriptive you write in a describing manner. That's why you write a fiction, you write a story or fact, but you present in such a way that you are telling a story on it. And the tense, the language, the style differs. Expository writing is based on the facts and information, like in the textbook. This is not fictional. This is not fictional. You collect the data, you present the data, and then you collect the information, and you are not presenting your personal opinion. You are presenting the proven facts and information and data in expository writing. In persuasive writing, you can use your opinion to persuade, to convince the reader. What do you want to convince the reader is your personal opinion. Why? You want to sway the audience towards your opinion. You want to convince, you want to persuade. That's why your stylistics here changes. Your style changes. Your style is very much, convincing type of, convincing the reader, giving different opinions. The political leaders keep persuading the people. They are writing or they are speaking, their speech in a crowd. They want to bring the people in their favor, convincing in different style, using the type of language. Another is descriptive. In the lower level, when it is writing, descriptive writing is very useful in a sense that we ask our students to describe a person, describe a place, describe an object, and what comes very much closer. We may ask our students to focus on the shape and size of the object, height of the people, for example, appearance of the person, etc. That's why descriptive writing is very much focused on the describing the things, objects, and people, for example. That's why That's why my point here is, what are the things we need to take into consideration? Is we have to take into consideration the styles, the accuracy, the brevity, the clarity, the function of the language, what's the purpose, whether it is persuading others or expressing in a very emotive way. You like to express your opinions in an idea in a very poetic manner, then this is very much a grace of function. We call this emotive function. If you focus on other people, you function, second person, this is very phonetic function, and then we keep talking about the subject, content. Most of our writings are referential function because we choose the topic, we write on the topic, we describe that, we compare, we contrast, and very important point is transitioning. How do we use the connective and unity, coherence, cohesion? These are very much important. Then pre-writing, drafting, revising, editing, submitting are other important points. Expository, persuasive, descriptive, narrative types of writing I mentioned. So I wanted to be very brief, and I highlighted these points. I'm not pretty sure whether these are useful to you, but I tried my best. Thanks a lot. If you have any question, if there is any question answer to Lakshman sir, I shall be happy to participate.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I think the moderator is Joshua, so he will take on. Maybe the question answer is after all the presentations. I don't know whether we have time, so we'll do that once Tikasha and his team do this. But thank you anyway, and thank you so much for this very informative session. Joshua, please take over.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Hemanta Dahal, sir, for the valuable and insightful sharing and remarks. So, I found out that everyone can unmute themselves, so I request the host to disable and mute because it will be a bit noisy. So before going on, now I just wanted to make reminder out of none of this workshop. First of all, turn off your mic. You are allowed to open your video or camera, but your sitting posture should be quite formal. Drop your any queries at the chat box, or you can raise your hand, then we will unmute you. Attendance link will be put on the chat box during the question answer session only. So you have to attend it regularly for 5 days to claim your certificate of participation. There will be question answer session for 10 minutes after the session over. Now, before inviting our today's facilitators, I would like to request Ms. Asmita Vaibhav to read out the short bio of our today's facilitators. Over to you, Asmita. Are you there, Asmita?
Where is she? If she's not connected, then we can just start. The speakers will introduce themselves, maybe? Because
I'll just read them by briefly, okay? So,
okay, yes.
Yeah? Okay, I'll just read. Okay. One of the facilitators today is our respected teacher, Dr. Tikaram Paudel. He coordinates the Research and Innovative Center and teaches postgraduate courses at Kathmandu University School of Education. Educated in India, Nepal and Germany, Dr. Paudel is interested in the issues of the English language and its impacts on South Asian societies. He teaches courses on Western theories, and qualitative research. He has extensively worked on the issues of minority languages of the South Asian region, and his publications are well received in the academic world. Next facilitator today is Ms. Ramita Maharjan, who is a working English teacher at Nepal Don Bosco School. She is also a scholar of M8 in ELT at Kathmandu University. Her areas of interest include action research and storytelling. The third facilitator today is Mr. Prakash Trai, who is a lecturer at English Department, Bhojpur, multiple campus, Tribhuvan University. He has completed MA in English Literature and LLB in Law from Tribhuvan University, and recently is a scholar of MA in ELT program, Kathmandu University. Research interests include language politics and policy, literacy and cultural role in ELT, and language teaching and learning in the context of Nepal. He has published some research articles in the local and the national research journals. So without wasting time, I would like to request our today's facilitators to begin the session. Over to you, Professor Dr. Tikaram Paudel.
Okay, thank you, Joshua, for this kind introduction. Today we are talking, we three of us, myself, Ramita and Prakash, will be talking on effective techniques for paragraph writing. We will be focusing on a little bit more on the issues of writing that Hemanta sir also highlighted. And let me begin with, first, just like Hemanta sir was talking about things like pre-writing stage and writing stage and then editing, drafting and all that kind of things. And Ramita will focus on the things with what we call brainstorming, that is pre-writing stage, and she will be bringing graphic designer format kind of things so that we can directly get it to the classroom. And Prakash will be focusing on a little bit how we get the ideas organized in the form of a writing paragraph. We are not taking everything what we talk about teaching writing, because we thought that we have to concentrate on a particular aspect of writing, and we take paragraph is the building block of writing. If we are good enough in writing a paragraph, that means we believe that that will help us to create longer text as well. And let me begin with, first, this is the general outline of our presentation. I will be talking on process of writing, and exactly I will introduce what exactly we mean by paragraph in academic writing, and then I will pass on to Ramita, and she will be talking on techniques of brainstorming using graphic designer, and then Prakash will take the floor, and he will be talking on techniques of teaching writing a paragraph, especially in this school level. And then I will come back to conclude the remarks. And if we have time, if the moderator permits us, we can go for question and answer session and sharing the experiences that we have. And our objective is to familiarize we want to familiarize the process of writing, and especially how we go on teaching writing, and demonstrate with some of the techniques of brainstorming and doing organizing, ordering, focusing in style and other kind of things of the paragraph. We are not taking the longer text. So, I think the very thing is that while writing, I just want to, you can write your comments there in the chat box if you have any. Why do you think we should write? Does that make any difference if we don't write? I expect, Joshua, can you read some of the comments from the audience there in the chat box?
Sure, sir.
I want some ideas from the audience. Why should we write?
Anjana Marjan wrote, to express,
To
explore,
explore.
Yes. Writing is an expression of ideas.
Okay, that's great. That's great.
To convey information. We write to express our feelings.
Okay.
Yes, sir, actually it appears as you see, it keeps appearing here.
Where?
Depending on the question. In this, at the bottom.
He's presenting. He's presenting, I guess.
I am presenting, that's why it may not be appearing.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that's great. The ideas are great. We give what we have in our mind in the form of graphic, that is letters, and then this is the way that writing, and one important thing why writing and speech is different is when we are in the form of speech, in spoken form, we are always the listener and the speaker are together in most of the cases. Forget about this kind of things we are talking now because of the advancement in technology that we have today. But originally, spoken form, both the the speaker and the listener are together. And if the listener has some kind of confusion, he has or she has an opportunity to ask the speaker immediately. But in writing, that doesn't happen. So writing requires to be more technical. For example, these days we read works by Shakespeare, for example, and if we don't have any things clear from him, then we don't have an opportunity to ask Shakespeare because of both the space and the time. Just like Hemanta sir was highlighting A, B, C. That is, we have to write something very accurately, and clarity is another important aspect. And I think there are some ways we think, everybody of us think, but just thinking remains within you. And sometimes we think that what we have ideas or thoughts in our mind, that needs to be said by the other people. And that gives, when we write, we make evident for what the ideas we have, the thoughts that we have. Another thing is that in spoken form, we never, normally, usually not, we do not go for logical presentation, just like Hemanta sir was talking about coherence and cohesion. That kind of things normally doesn't happen in spoken form. But when we are writing, these things needs to be presented very logically so that readers do not have any kind of confusion. Another thing is that when we start writing, we are more careful about the grammatical accuracy of the writing. Whether we are following the grammatical pattern of the particular language in which we are writing or not, whether we are linking the ideas together. And another thing is that one important thing is that, as we have already mentioned, we give expressions to our thoughts, to our emotions, to our ideas, or whatever we have. And another thing is that among the school children especially, writing enhances the creativity. If you encourage your children, your learners in the classroom, that encourages to be more creative. And this is why we have to write. So let's talk about what are the building blocks of the writing. So in that sense, writing is taken as an intellectual activity. Spoken form is common with all the people, literate or illiterate. But writing is an activity of literate people. Illiterate people cannot go for writing and reading. This time, when we talk of writing, writing is always an intellectual activity. Because what we, just like we are talking in the next, I am talking in the next slide, and this whole presentation we are trying to, how do we plan? How do we think? And how do we write and rewrite? Just like we say, drafting, editing, and before submitting also we go several times. So this is a very careful plan of the writing process. But that kind of planning is normally doesn't happen in case of spoken form. Spoken is more spontaneous. We do speak all the time, but we write much less in comparison to the way that we speak. And this why good writing just doesn't happen. If you have read some biographies or autobiographies of the great writers, then we know that they have been writing for several times. I remember the reading of biography of Jane Austen. When she wrote her novel Pride and Prejudice, she revised it for 39 times. That means she read and she was having a conversation, a kind of interaction with the text that she produced. And after 39 times of revision, she was satisfied that this should go to the readers. And same kind of things happen. And when we always think that when we are talking about writing, then many of us think that writing, great writers just write, they sit down and just write. This doesn't happen. So we have to tell our students that writing doesn't come out of sudden. It is a long planning, working, and it requires lots of patience. So, in the classroom, when we are teaching writing, we have to tell our students that writing just doesn't come out of sudden. It doesn't fall from the sky. It is what we have to do. Practice and practice and practice. Then, I think it is somehow similar to what Mantasar already presented. I did it a little bit differently. First thing, that stimulating ideas. We have to think what I am going to write about, normally the topic. And once I think about the topic that I am going to write, for example, I am writing about the corona, for example, then I have to read about this topic. The information from where I get, that doesn't matter. I may get it from the library, from the Google, from the internet. I can talk to the friends, I can ask them what they're reading about that. And then I have to understand the topic. And then only writing is a kind of responding to the text in that way. Then another thing that what we do is we brainstorm. And in this presentation, this part is being taken by Ramita. She will be talking about the process, the techniques of brainstorming using the graphic designer and outline. And suppose, for example, you can think of lots of things, the ideas. The hometown where you are living, just try to think, how was it 10 years before and how is it now? You can make a kind of comparison. What were the things? Suppose the street that where you are living had how many restaurants there? Or what kind of the traffic light was there 10 years before? And you can think. And these are just the starting point. You can start reading about the city. You can start talking about interaction with the people who have been living there. And you can just jotting down the points, ideas. And this gives you a kind of brainstorming. Different people do it in different ways. And every individual's way of doing is unique. Then after that, when we have some ideas about that, we have to put them into the paper. Or nowadays, many of us do in our computers. I don't know how many days I haven't written down anything on my paper with the pen. And same thing with you. So if you are good at your computer, you can do that one. We develop the ideas. We have to think which idea, which point should come before and which should come in the introduction, in the discussion, and the conclusion. And then comes the more difficult time. That is what we call editing. We permit, we change. Some ideas should go later, or some others should come before. It is a forward and backward process of writing. Sometimes we think we have to add. I missed out something, and something I think it should be deleted. It doesn't contribute anything to the main story of the things that I'm writing. Sometimes we have to substitute, and we have to look for the typos. Is there any kind of spelling mistake, grammatical mistakes, all other kind of things. And another thing that is there any kind of thing, important thing? The words, did I select the right word for that? And then finally, we can go for a conference to disseminate or publish. These are the things. These are the process. And Ramita will start with brainstorming and Prakash will go further with developing. I think editing and dissemination part we are not discussing today. And what do you think? Our focus today is writing on paragraph. I don't think that we can cover everything of a writing in general. So let us focus on paragraph. How can we develop so that with that skill we can go to the classroom? I think a good paragraph in academic writing, we can define it. It is a group of sentences. One idea, one paragraph. And that idea is normally expressed by a topic sentence. And that topic sentence is supported by supporting details. I will give you some examples here. And these are the components of a good paragraph. Topic sentence and several, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe supporting details. And in addition to that, we can have some additional information about that. Or you can also have some concluding remarks to reinforce what you have said in the topic sentence. Here is an example. I took it from Rebecca Wheeler's handout that she gave a session on writing quite 2 or 3 years back in 2017, and this is something like that. I love the color rate. No other color symbolizes so many different emotions and experiences. Life would be very boring without the color rate. Fires would not burn in the same way. The sunset would not be interesting, and blood would not be so surprisingly beautiful. Red is powerful when it appears in nature, and it is also powerful when it appears in our emotions. Red is love, red is anger, red is beauty. I like to live life in a strong way, so I think I will always admire the color red. So it is all about the color red, one idea, and it is presented in many different ways. Just see. Then here I have colored it in many different colors. So for example, if I say, I love the color red, I love the color red is the topic sentence for me. And no other color symbolizes so many different emotions and experiences. It is the supporting detail for the color for the first sentence. And these sentences in yellow, these are the additional information. And once the additional information for the first supporting detail comes to an end, I go for another supporting detail. Red is powerful when it appears in nature. Then, again, it is also powerful when it appears in our emotions. It is a kind of contrast. Nature and emotions, we have almost the same kind of structures there. And again, I come to additional information. Why? It is focuses on emotions. That's right. Red is love, red is anger, red is beauty. And the final sentence again is the reinforcement of the first sentence. I love the color red, the topic sentence. I like to live life. And another important thing is that in paragraph, in academic writing, we normally use more active verbs. I think if I start, the red is the name of the color, that doesn't make much important, much effective. So I started with my emotion. I love the red color red. Okay, this is the way. I think now we go for that. We go for the activities. I pass on this floor to Ramita. Ramita, are you there?
KP sir, will you please make both the participants co-host?
Make them co-host so that she can continue.
Yeah, she couldn't unmute herself.
I think I should stop the sharing, right?
KP, I think you need to. Sharon knows that.
Sharon here.
No.
Can you give a co-host to Ramita so that she can continue?
Yeah, if you give co-host, then I think everything will be solved. To both, to Prakash and Ramita.
To Prakash and Ramita.
Yes, Prakash, right.
Okay, thank you, Tika sir, for passing me the floor. Now let me share screen with you. So here I am, right there. So as Tika sir already told you, I'll be talking about brainstorming ideas in the pre-writing stage. And before I launch into the actual presentation, I want you to look at a picture that I'm sharing. Is it visible? Because I'm not sure if it is visible.
Did you go to display mode and slideshow mode?
Yes, sir.
But it doesn't appear that way. Can you stop again and try?
Okay, thank you, sir. So here I go again. Now?
Yes, that's better.
Okay, so before I launch into the actual presentation, I want you to observe this picture. In this picture, you can see a group of happy students, and this is how I visualize my students in the classroom, in a writing classroom. Bursting with creative energy, full of wonderful ideas, collaborating with each other, and having overall having a good time while learning. So this is how I love to visualize my students in my classroom. But this is how I likely find them these days. Okay. So this is how I'm likely to find them these days. Because of the pandemic, I have found that a lot of students these days are hooked to their electronic devices and are very engrossed in their own world of social medias and games and so on. And because of this kind of scenario, it's very difficult for these students, like our professor Lakshman Gewal said, these students are digital natives, and it's very difficult for them to have them engaged in learning activities because they simply find it boring. They don't like it because there's nothing that interests them. And I've been there in writing classes. They're simply not interested, and in order to interest them, I have found a way to make them engrossed in their writing and to make it more interesting. In order to make that possible, I use graphic organizers in my class, in my writing classes. So these are the sets of some of the graphic organizers that are staple to our classroom. Some of you might have come across it and many of you have used it also. But no matter what, graphic organizers are very powerful visual tools when it comes to organizing ideas and getting them to a proper structure. In the pre-writing stage. Pre-writing is a very important stage in writing because in this stage, the students will be creating a tentative plan for their actual writing before they actually dive into the writing part. It's very important for them to pre-plan, as they say. Pre-warned is forewarned is forearmed. Pre-plan is very important during writing stage. You might want to know why should we use a graphic organizer for pre-writing stage. We might as well just jot down the ideas in the paper, but we can use graphic organizers because they help students to better organize their idea, to visualize their ideas more wonderfully, more in a structured manner in the actual physical way. And also it is simple. It mitigates the teacher talking time. One of the challenges of language classroom is that teacher talking time is too much in the classroom while students talking time is less. But in this case, while using graphic organizer, the teacher can simply describe how a graphic organizer can be used, and then rest of the things will be done by the students. That means they will be more involved, and it is possible for them to engage in group activities as well as individual activities. So this is why I use graphic organizers, and this is why I think we should use graphic organizers in the classroom, especially in the online classroom. Okay. Now I have a very simple graphic organizer here, and I would like to demonstrate how a graphic organizer can be used in a classroom. Okay, I'm so sorry. I think the screen stopped when it's gone. Okay, so I want you to participate in brainstorming ideas for this topic that is here. It is Kathmandu. So let's pretend that we are in a writing classroom and we are brainstorming ideas for writing a paragraph on the topic Kathmandu. So what I want you to do is, I want you to brainstorm some of the ideas that that pops up in your mind when you talk about Kathmandu. Could you put it down in the chat box so that I can see your ideas? Is it? Could you please put down in the chat box the first thing that comes in your mind? Please please share your ideas about Kathmandu. What is the first thing that appears in your mind when you think of Kathmandu? Like for me, it's a city of dreams because a lot of people from different parts of our country come to Kathmandu to fulfill their dreams. They have a lot different type of dreams of being doctors, engineers, or going abroad, and so on. Okay, now I can see a lot of ideas. I would like to include some of them here. You will take quality. Quality. I saw quality. Next is cultural heritage. Okay, cultural heritage. Next one is capital. Capital, okay, that's interesting. City of God. Now this one is very interesting. City of gods and city of proud. Okay. City of. Okay, thank you for sharing your ideas. All of the ideas are very wonderful, but because of this limitation of the boxes, I'm not able to include all the ideas on the screen. But I just wanted to demonstrate how we can brainstorm ideas in the classroom and just include our students for the participation. Now we have some of the brainstorm ideas here on the screen. What the students can do here is that they can sort through these ideas and organize them. They can pick up the most strongest one that they would like to select, and that would fall in line with their trail of the thoughts, and then they can make it into topic sentence, and rest of the ideas can go in the supporting details or in the concluding ideas. So they can sort through these ideas. And another important and most flexible thing about graphic organizer is that we can improvise upon it in a different way. Like in my classroom, what I do is for every ideas that they write in the bubbles, I ask the students to create a drawing. For example, if the idea is a city of dreams, I would want them to draw why it is a city of dreams. They might draw a picture of a doctor, or if they say Kathmandu is polluted, then they could draw a picture of polluted place, or if they say it's a place of cultural heritage, they can draw a temple next to that bubble. So they can improvise it and be creative with it and organize their idea. This is possible with a lot of students and also with a few students in senior or junior classes. It works fine. And another important thing here is that while brainstorming ideas, the students don't have to worry about the grammar or making sentences, punctuations, and so on, because they are just brainstorming ideas. As you can see here, some of the ideas are in phrases, while others are in a single word. So it's all about sorting out ideas and organizing them. It's not about grammar, it's not about stressing about organizing things or struggling with words and so on. It's all about collecting ideas and researching upon them and exploring these ideas. So this is a sample of a graphic organizer. Now let me move on. Okay. So this is one of the sample of a graphic organizer. So some student might have made it, and I picked it up from one of the sources. This is a graphic organizer of our future, his future goals, his plans, what he plans to do in the future. So the main idea has been written in the middle of the concept map, while the sub-concepts has been branched out into different colors so that it would be easier for the person to identify. And these branches have been left empty, intentionally left empty to fill in by the student themselves. So they might have different ideas, different plans for the future, which they can include in these branches. This is one of the graphic organizers, and that is what I was talking about. The more the students can include pictures and visual, visual arts, the more effective a graphic organizer becomes, as it helps the students to retain the things that they have learned Okay, there are different types of graphic organizers, but I have only collected 5 types of graphic organizers that are stable to our classroom and very easy to use. Some of them are Venn diagram, a concept map, the one that we just used right now, a T chart, an idea wave, and KWL chart. So I will be briefly describing why these graphic organizers are very good in our classroom. Okay, Venn diagram. You must have come across Venn diagram a lot of time. You might have seen it in mathematics class because I use it a lot when we learn about sets. But the good thing about this one is that you can also use it in a writing classroom. For example, when we are supposed to write about similarities and differences between two topics, we can use a Venn diagram. The students can use it for writing similarities in the interlocking corner here, while the differences can be written in the outer space in order to visualize the differences and similarities in a proper way. And next one is a concept map, the one that we just used. And the main idea for using concept map is that the main concept is used in the written in the middle, while the sub concepts are written in these outer bubbles. And these connectors are used here to express the idea that these sub concepts are connected to the main idea of the paragraph or the writing. So here is a T chart. I love this T chart because it's so simple and very easy to use and so effective. T chart is very handy when it comes to comparing and contrasting. For example, if a student has to compare and contrast about two different cultures, they can write the topics on the top and they can write the points that compare and contrast those two topics. And it is very easy to organize the ideas in this way. So T chart is very simple and very effective. And next one is KWL chart. I love this chart because it can be equally beneficial for senior students as well as junior students. And here this chart is very useful in the sense that it helps to tap the prior knowledge of the student as well as it helps in retaining the new information that they have acquired. Can be used for writing purposes as well as for teaching a new lesson in the classroom. For example, K stands for what I know. That means the students must tap into their prior knowledge to write about what they know on that certain topic that's been given to them. And what I wonder, expect the students to write, what do they want to learn from that lesson? While what I learn is the part where the students can write down all those new information that they have just acquired. That means they will be drawing to their prior knowledge and they will also be retaining the new information that they have just learned. And it is all about KWL chart. So now I would like to wrap up this presentation with some of the benefits of graphic organizers in a writing classroom. So it is very useful to get their thoughts in order. I have been saying it again and again in this presentation. Organizing ideas is very important in writing because a good piece of writing is a good piece of organized thought. That's why we are compelled to read those written text. So what graphic organizer does here is to help students in organizing their ideas. And the next one is generate ideas and plan up during pre-writing stage. All the students are not confident about writing. Some of them struggle with the word, some of them are scared of making mistakes, and yet others are confused because the language in which they are writing is simply not theirs. So if they want to learn slowly and go in a steady manner, we have to respect that point. And here graphic organizers can be very useful to help those students. And next is it allows the students to organize information. Organizing is so important in the writing, as our professors already pointed out, one idea, one paragraph. So in order to make it possible, organizing the information that they have acquired is very important. And it reduces frustration while writing. Many of us have come across this point in life. We feel frustrated. Thinking of things and ideas in mind is one thing, but actually writing them and putting down in the words can be stressing. So when we can have a tentative plan with the traffic organizers, then we will be able to decrease that stress and frustration that comes with the writing. And the last one is I have also observed this. Using graphic organizers can help the students to produce more coherent and focused text. And this is what we are arriving at the end of the day. So this is it. This is all from my side. Now I would like to pass the floor to my another colleague who will be talking about actual writing process. So over to you, Professor. Yes, Professor, are you there?
Thank you, Rankanis.
Okay.
Yeah. Rankanis, could you help me presenting my document because today.
Okay, let me.
Okay, Prakash, I will do for you, right?
Okay, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon and namaskar to respected everyone. Today I'm going to make a presentation on mainly three major issues. The first is how ideas generated their structure in systematic paragraph. And the second thing is how paragraph needs different essential components, elements. And third thing is how we can make our student practice with different activities in real writing. And is our professor already described and explained about the different processual writings. And here, the structural paragraph contains mainly three things: topic sentence, supporting details, and conclusive remarks. Sir?
Just wait a minute, okay?
Yeah, I have said video. I think Ramitaji, will you help me
Yes, please.
to play the video?
Okay, that will be good.
The burger method, yeah. For the explanation how ideas are structured in systematic paragraph.
I think video doesn't play.
So it will play if you go to that particular slide. Your slide is only on T chart. Okay, sir? You need to go now.
Just a minute, sir. Just a minute.
Yes.
Ramita,
But
can you do it? It has some problem with my internet, I think.
Yeah.
you stop sharing.
I stopped
Yes,
sharing.
yes,
Ramita, can you continue?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Cheese, tomato, meats, and then the bottom one. Now, the topic sentence is the top one.
Cannot
No,
see.
sir.
Sentence of your paragraph. It always
Start from the beginning.
It tells what your paragraph is going to be about. So let's look at the example. There are many lesson we're going to learn.
The video is playing somewhere else. Could you please stop that first?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is the right video. Yes.
How to your paragraph. Yes, that's right. The paragraph method. With the topic sentence, detailed sentences, and a conclusion sentence. So let's get started. Well, here we have a burger. Yes, that's right. We have a top bun. We have the lettuce, We have cheese, tomato, meat, and then the bottom bun. Now, the topic sentence. Does the top bun? Well, it is the very first sentence of your paragraph. It always needs to be indented. It tells what your paragraph is going to be about. So let's look at the example. There are many reasons I love teaching. So we have the indent, that space before the first sentence. Then the first detail, that would be your last. It should not be the most important detail. It needs to follow directly after the topic sentence, and it needs to be full of good, let us see, details. Yes, let's look at the example. First of all, I love being at school. So let's look at the other detail. Well, the second detail is the cheese. Yeah. Still not the most important detail. It needs to start differently than other sentences. It needs to be full of good, cheesy details. Yes. Another reason I love teaching is that the days go by quickly. So here we used another reason. So the third detail is the tomato. Here still should not be the most important detail. It needs to follow directly after the cheese sentence. It needs to be full of good, juicy details, like in our example. The third reason is because I enjoy seeing a student understand something new. The last detail, that's the meat. The meat. Finally, the most important detail. It should start differently than most of the other sentences. And it needs to be full of and finally, the closing sentence. That is your bun. So it should look a lot like the sentence. It needs to summarize the topic. And we need to try to rephrase the topic sentence to make it more interesting. Like in this example. These are the most important reasons I love teaching. Okay, so that's right. So the first was there are many reasons I love teaching. That's your first sentence. And your last sentence is these are the most important reasons I love teaching. So let's do it. Okay, I didn't get to that sentence. Number 2, first detail about topic. Number 3, second detail about topic. Number 4, third detail about topic. Number 5, last most important detail.
Yeah, this is the burger method, how paragraph is structured with the supporting details. Ramitaji, please share the slide.
Let me share it for you.
Yeah?
Yes, sir. Okay. There you are. Is it visible?
Yeah, but please slow down, please.
Slow down. Slow down, Ramita. Your slides are not moving.
So it ought to be moving because it's moving on the screen. Let me share it again.
Here in the screen they are not moving.
Why don't you go to that particular slide and then share the screen?
Okay,
Yeah.
is it visible?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think a bit up.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, please. Yeah. So far, the video is about the how supporting details or different elements of paragraph is structured with the Burger methods. Please scroll down, Randanis. Please. Yeah, this is the exact example that we talked in the Burger method as well, and our professors only talk about this. Okay, please a bit height. Scroll down, please. Yeah.
Go to the next slide.
No, sorry. This is exact slide. Before I would explain what are the elements of paragraph, I want to ask dear participants, please, what are the essential elements of paragraph? Would you write in the chat box, please? According to your experiences, your participant is comment on the chat box. What are the essential elements of paragraph? As you know.
Surendra sir, is the chat? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, topic sentence, and yeah. Thank you for your comment, your wonderful ideas. But here, essential what elements are different, I will talk later. And topic sentences, supporting details, they are the main parts, structural parts of an paragraph. And how do the difference of a paragraph okay, so move ahead. Yeah. Thank you.
Amita, move to the next slide.
Yeah, thank you for your wonderful comment, dear participants. Yeah, actually, paragraph has mainly four essential elements. Mainly, they are unity. Unity is the physical ties among different sentences in the paragraph, and the order is the way how these different ideas are structured. And the third element is coherence. How logical idea, single idea is developed in the paragraph. So, this paragraph in complete sense make a systematic and good paragraph. So, these are the four main essential elements of a good paragraph. About unity and coherence, I think I have a video. Ramitaji, will you share?
Okay, let me share it for you.
Prakash, I think let's not go for the video. You have lots of slides back. You have only 8 minutes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Please, Ramitaji, move on. Okay. Before I begin to coherence and unity is the physical ties among different sentences in the paragraph, and coherence is the logical connections in the paragraph. Do you have ideas on how to maintain coherence and unity in the paragraph? Please comment on the chat box. Is there a way to maintain coherence and unity in the paragraph? Your participant, yes. Transitional markers, yes, very good. In terms of importance, yes. Using connectors, yes. Linkings, yes. These are the exactly similar, yes. similar co-audio devices that actually yes. Please move ahead, Samitaji. Thank you for your wonderful comment. Yes, by sticking to the topic, yes. Yes, we often maintain coherence. Coherence is the logical linkage in the paragraph. We can maintain the coherence by ordering ideas, that is chronologically, or temporally, or spatially, or logically. This is the first way to order or maintain the coherence in our paragraph. And the second way is by using transversal words like firstly, secondly, thirdly, fourthly, lastly, finally, and all the different transversal words that our professor only talk much about it. So I think I don't need to explain much. Okay, please move ahead. Yeah, these are also the transversal words and phrases for addition sequences. For example, for instance, to illustrate, put in a case in point, nevertheless, unlike, conversely, different from, instead, whereas. These are the different transversal words. They help us to maintain unity and coherence in a paragraph. So these are the exact words, transversal words, linkers that we need to teach our students, mainly secondary level students, so that they can organize the ideas in coherent manner. Okay, please, I think need to talk much because professors already elaborated on the concept and the uses of this. Please, Amitaji, move ahead because I have many other more slides. Yeah, these are other transversal words for addition and sequences, not only additionally in addition to. Another important major feature, likewise, similarly, furthermore, first, second, thirds. Yes, these are also the transversal words or phrases you can use for addition and sequences. Please ahead. Now, I move to activities for teaching writing. Mainly, I focus teaching for the second level students and writing prompts. Why you need it? Dear participants, we need prompt for different reason. Yes, any ideas? Please share in the comment chat box. Please. Yes, ignite the ideas, certainly. Yes, prompt, yes, ignites, yes. Nice attention grabber, yes. Wonderful comment. Yes. Okay. Thank you for your wonderful comment, wonderful ideas. Actually, writing doesn't occur. Writing is not possible without content and context. First, we need context and content. And actually, the issue of writing, that is content and context, is the writing prompts. If we have unique and very interesting writing prompts, then students will be motivated to write something. For example, writing prompt, for example, one example I just tell you that the last snowfall of this year, this can be a writing prompt, or unforgettable moment of my life, that might be a writing prompt. That might motivate and encourage our students to write something on the context and content. And for that, for the secondary level students, please, everyone, please write at least one. Please, writing prompts for your students. I expect your ideas. Dear participant, that prompt should be very unique and interesting for the student, so that student will be triggered. Yes, whether today. Yes, good. Thank you. Any other prompt? Yeah. Online learning. Yes, it's hot prompt. Yes. To improve vocabulary. Yes. Okay. Thank you for your comments. And second activity can be we can just
Because I think you go for the conclusion. We have we need some time for question answer as well. 5 minutes around. We are almost 6.
Are we running out of time, sir?
Yeah, we have got only 5 minutes time.
Oh,
We have only 5 minutes time, and we have to go about 3 minutes. We have to go for question answer, and just to conclude in 1 minute.
Yeah, if you student watch the video, they would they respond and they write something, so that this is another activity we can run. And association game we can run, like airport, travel, holiday, new people, fun, like the technical education, and we can just play the game, association game for writing, yes, for the student as well. Next slide, please. Yeah. Writing with music, if we just play the music for the students, and certainly they will write something on the context, how they respond on the music, so that I have here actually, yes, plan to present the music as well, but we have sort of time. So, and writing with a picture is another strategy, another activity we can run in the classroom. And when the students we see, yes, the different pictures, yes, the student can write, yeah, with their emotion, with their imagination, and with their creativity, and we can do these activities. And actually, I have planned to run the activities with the dear participant, but we are running out of time. So, please, next slide.
Prakash sir, I think you come to the conclusion now.
Okay, thank you. Yes, actually, we have really time constraints, so I cannot present all my slides. But I'm sorry for my technical failure as well. And thank you for your patience. And
thank you, Prakash.
And over to you,
Ramita. You can stop the sharing. Now we can go for the question answer session. I think we will take about 2 questions. Joshua, right?
Yes, sir. Because of time constraint, we'll be only taking few questions. So
we can see only 2 minutes left.
Yeah. So we have in the chat box. So Prakash Bhaskota, he has written the question to Hemanta sir, as well as Ramita, as well as all picker answer as well. So he writes, sir, greetings. You mentioned writing methods, how to develop and what shall need to address and what to reduce. I have a simple question. Nowadays, colleges are teaching graduates to write dummy emails. Have you ever did any research on how the youths are designing and sharing the contents through emails? The context is based on the writing methods, sir. So, Hemanta, sir.
Hemant sir has a little left, so I think the question, have you done a research? So I haven't done on this. So maybe we can go to the next question.
Okay, the question is to Ramita. Are you saying about graphic organizers focus only on writing, or you are just focusing on graphic organizers? Actually, what is a graphic organizer to you, Ramita ma'am?
So, as I already said before, a graphic organizer is a visual tool that can be used for organizing ideas, to set them into a particular structure. I use it for brainstorming because I find it very useful to do that in my classroom, as students like to participate in the writing activities, and writing activities it's difficult to involve them without visual tools. That's why I use it. I find it very handy in the writing classroom. And for me, a graphic organizer is, it's simply a visual tool. It is a visual tool. So that is it. I use it for brainstorming ideas, for sorting out the ideas, to organize them, and to give them a shape, and also to help my students to get a proper plan before they actually launch into their writings. That's it. Thank you.
So the question, thank you, Ramita. I hope.
Thank you, Ramita. I think we are almost to the end of the session, and it is already 6 o'clock. Now I pass on the floor to Professor Lakshman Gawale, sir. Back to you, Lakshman, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Maybe Joshua can wrap up from his side, then I'll say something.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, respected professor as well as my two colleagues. I hope all of you learned about the effective ways of teaching writing. So we enjoyed the session, and then tomorrow also we'll be having our last session of the day. So we request all of you to join the tomorrow session as well. And then so over to you, Lakshman sir. If there is something notice, anything you can just address, sir.
Okay, thank you. I don't think I have to say anything because it was a very packed session on writing. Although there was not much practice from participant side for a visual region, that we can do that with 300 participants there. But the presenters gave samples, examples, steps. I think if you can reflect upon them, you are definitely going to benefit from this. Not just as a writer, but as also a teacher. The focus was more on teaching. Thank you so much. We have been overwhelmed by your enthusiasm and your participation. Tomorrow, as Joshua says, is the last day, but it's going to be, I think, again another memorable day. Plus, we'll do something very interesting during the closing session, so please do come. Maybe we might have half an hour extra tomorrow for that closing session, because we would like to have the sessions as usual, all 1 hour and 30 minutes. So now, before we say we call it a day, I would like to again just remind you that we have our admissions to MAD in ELT are open. So some of you have already written to us, asked us about the details of the program. Please do. If you want to ask us anything about 1 year MAD ELT, that is for those who have got already English degree, master's degree. That would be in literature or linguistics or anything, language. But 2-year program is for those who have got bachelor's in English education, English language teaching, English literature, English linguistics, English language, anything English will do. Don't worry about the ed only, okay? Plus, if you have any other degree, non-English, and if you have TOEFL or IELTS kind of certificates, your test certificates, then that also will qualify you to this program if you're already teaching, if you're already into this, okay? So this is this, but for details, you can call us here or you can write to us, and then you can visit our website. So I'll just copy and paste this information in the chat box, and you can save it for your reference. So let me stop here. Now with this, thank you so much. Once again, just a minute. Please don't write much so that people can copy it. If you write, it will just move up and people can save it. So copy it and then save it, okay? And please pass it on so that people can contact us, because it's very easy to contact us now. Telephone, email, Viber, WhatsApp, anything. But the best is the website, okay? And yes, the attendance, without attendance, no certificate, 5 days, at least 4 days. So please go there and then fill the certificate, form. So you make sure that your can you okay, email here. Email everyone on the just a minute. I couldn't say.
Excuse me, Lakshman sir.
Yes. Just a minute.
Someone is asking whether there is admission in MPhil or not.
That's in December. Okay? Not now. December. Classes will start. Once a while, email ID for request presentation slides. Okay. It's not that. If you sign your attendance, we'll get your email and then we'll send it through there. We haven't been able to because of this, but we'll send by Friday all compiled slides and other materials. Okay. Okay. With this, thank you, presenters, Jigar sir and Ramita and Prakash all. And for the information of all the participants, this is how we showcase our scholars, our students, but they're not students, they are colleagues. This is how we work together. And then we share the forums. So if you join us, you will have the same opportunities with us. Okay. Thank you so much for coming. We can stop here and see you tomorrow and bring some. Tomorrow we're going to randomly ask some of you to share your experiences of this 5-day workshop. So why not think of something what to say? Come here and then maybe you can let us know if you like to speak. Then we can invite you that way. Okay, otherwise we'll just invite you randomly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Goodbye in chat box in your local languages.
Thank you so much, sir.